Welcome once again into today's 820 discussion. Another urgency meeting about your journey towards resilience. This episode, like every other one, only intends to remind you, to guide you, and to suggest to you the direction, the depth, and the breadth of your own resilience. Today's discussion is part 2 about how much will do you have? That question, how much will do you have? So let me pick up where I was in part 1, where I'm going to try to clarify what Mr. Jocko Willink's story stated in YouTube, and he gave a deeply honest description of the service, the elite operator service that he provided, and that he's here to relate to others who may be considering joining the military or have the aspirations to be in that realm of Rangers and SEALs and Special Forces, those kind of things. Now, I was saying in part 1, I'm referring to his more vast perspective and depth than I have. I don't have the qualifications or the approach of those operators, that what they did, what they currently do in their careers. Yeah, my history was a combat airborne ranger, trained soldier, and did that for about less than 10 years in the Army. And I did apply that training, the training aspect of it, in actual combat, be killed situations. Even to the extent of leading my company into and through a mini war where there actually was actual bullets being shot at us and us responding with actual bullets and other munitions. But when Mr. Willink defined that reason to want to be a part of a profession like that, he made it very clear that that decision can't be for the glamour on TV or on the TV ads. Has to center around those two wills you have to make that decision. Be willing to die and willing to kill. Willing to kill, willing to die. Nothing more, nothing less as far as what's required as the entry fee to this. You can't half-ass that in either to get into that profession. So when I heard him say this, it kind of made me shudder and definitely reflect. I certainly, or knowingly, did not become a West Point graduate, a Ranger, a company commander in the 82nd Airborne Division in direct infantry combat with either of those two wills in my heart and mind. The training and education at West Point and then in the Army did provide a foundation, a baseline, a model for what I could never imagine myself doing until we actually had to actually do it. To come face to face to a condition, not a simulation, not a model, to an event, to a kill or be killed environment, really makes you question your life, your commitment, your courage, your fear, and the things I didn't know about back then, your resilience. That's the kind of job you only learn on the job. You only learn in the job with your actual skin and blood and life and the lives you're responsible for on that mission and on the line. And of course, that is for me in the Army. I submit to you that application to now. That same approach that I just relayed to you should be applied to this thing called now. And for me, as a civilian and as an old dude, for my purpose and message, do I have the will to kill for or defend my message and purpose? Do I have the will to die for my message and purpose now? I happen to have survived or kind of answered those kind of questions about will in the Army, but after the fact. I cannot say that I had that wisdom or intestinal and expressed fortitude before the test came to me at West Point in the Army and to my fellow warriors. I can't say I did that ahead of time. But even now, those questions about those two wills are difficult to honestly answer, and that I must address each moment going forward for me. Now, of course, I don't mean to infer killing another human being. I mean killing it, in quotation marks, killing it. The challenges and chances you have to address in your profession or task or job today. I mean, are you willing to die if it means you completing the delivery of your purpose and message here and now? I mean, well, let me put it this way. I know I have related and reminded you of those 6 Tama words given to me under very safe and comfortable conditions in a very secure, air-conditioned building in Virginia. Those words were from him to me. Go, ask no question, and die. Salient and timeless sage guidance given to me through a man of this world, and what I'm experiencing, he is beyond this world. I also observe and respect Mr. Willink's summary of what it takes to live and love yourself in this world. Again, it may sound quite aggressive the way he summarized it, but I offer that to you today. Willing to die. Willing to kill. Your will, does it equate to your willingness to kill and your willingness to die on your commitment to this life? How much will do you have? Think about that, or more accurately, observe that, mull it around, and let's talk about that again. Until then, stay present, stay current. It's always 8:20.